Cheftastic TV broadcast. It is the 3rd of May, Saturday. And today we're going to be watching the North American Duel Tournament Series. Naqcl number 5. We have a bit of a short tournament this week, not a lot of signups, but hey, let's make the most out of it and, you know, enjoy the matches. Let's take a look at the brackets that we have. As I said, unfortunately, not all that many signups this week, but hey, I was absent for last week as well. I don't know how did that go. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. Would have loved to. I even missed last week's Estodi, which was allegedly really good. So, good at least to be back, you know? Brackets real short. We have Moto Crew, Anarchy, Davis, Carson, and Krangir. I'm not sure who Krangir is. Did he play in it last week? I have no idea. You guys are gonna have to fill me in. I'm stupid here. Most likely what I'm thinking is like, yeah, we might as well start out on Moto Crew versus Anarchy. That's probably going to be actually a pretty good match. Both players are, I'd say, relatively equal-ish in terms of skill level. Although this is actually kind of interesting because, you know, now we don't have Dramis, who's just gonna roll through the entire bracket all by himself, you know? We do have an invite. So I do see that the players also, they already did their picks and bans. Maybe I can show those on the stream. Let me see. Can I do it? I might be able to do it. Looks like we're both going to be starting out on the same game. Me and Old Hickory. So, you know. So, the picks and bans. There we go. No, wrong bands. The wrong bands! These should be the right bands. There we go. So map number 1 to be played is going to be a Vulcan. That was Anarchy's pick. Map number 2, Ruins of Sarnath, picked by Moto Crew. And the decider is going to be Veil of Noth. And that was left in Anarchy's hands. Corrupt Keep, Deep Embrace, Blood Covenant, and Crucible, all of them were banned. We are in the lobby. We are actually loading in. So, let us see. Let us see how this match will go. Off to a very swift start. Uncharacteristically of my streams, things are actually moving at a normal pace. And we don't have technical issues. Nice. We're learning. Gonna be starting out on, I think Moto Crew, who's playing Naqcl against Anarchy's Death Knight. I do remember about Anarchy that he does like to play that Death Knight. Really not sure why. Such a weird champion. He's going to be doing a lot of damage already at the very start. Moto Crew, he's railable, but he's still challenging. He's gonna evade the Flame Strike thanks to the Ghost Walk. He is still railable this entire time. He's a very daring guy. Gotta take another rail. Ooh, did not see his opponent actually cross, and that's gonna be an easy kill for Anarchy, who just has to rush his opponent. That's first blood for him. And looks like he's gonna be able now to also get completely full control. There isn't a huge difference in terms of the items, so maybe Moto Crew is gonna be able to use that to his advantage later on. But for now, this is looking like a very, very bad start for Moto Crew. Might be inside-out damage. Oh, doesn't work out. Moto Crew, as he emerges from the shadows, he's enlightened by rockets. That's already frag number 2 for Anarchy. Very unfortunate for Moto Crew, where his ability pretty much ended up being wasted. Moto Crew now trying to contest the upcoming Mega. He does get some damage in, unfortunately not going to be able to force his opponent away. But still, the rails are connecting, good rockets. Moto Crew, however, he's taking a lot of damage in return himself. But this sort of equalizes the situation, and the split keeps becoming bigger and bigger, so... Ooh, great defense there by Moto Crew. Was forced to use the Ghost Walk to once again evade that Flame Strike, but in the end, that's gonna allow him to get the Mega Health, and as long as he knows the timing of Heavy, that should be his as well. Anarchy playing like on the completely other side of the map, just waiting for the light armor to come up. Not even showing his face, you know, not showing his face through the teleporter. Wise move there. Oh, Moto Crew trying to be really sneaky there. Not gonna pay off. Rails have been exchanged. Beautiful rockets by Moto Crew. That's gonna get him his first frag. And he's already in position for Mega. Another good rotation for Moto Crew. Anarchy, however, not overstaying his welcome. He just took a little bit of damage, but nothing else out of it. Beautiful, beautiful use of the Ghost Walk. Our Death Knight player had zero idea of what's coming. That was, I think that was full inside-out damage into a direct rocket. Yeah, and Anarchy ended up like doing self-damage as well. So that's a crazy amount of damage being inflicted, you know. 1-1, 4 minutes in. Moto Crew still very healthy, very much in control. Oh, and
try to keep up.
I'm not sure what went wrong there, but Anarchy just kind of ran straight for the Mega with complete disregard for his own safety.
Face it.
Moto Crew still on the chase. He has the stack. Well, not for long though. Anarchy's rail saves him from a very dangerous situation. Even with the starting machine gun, Moto Crew doing considerable damage, and that's gonna force Anarchy away from the Mega Health. Again, just a very good situation for Moto Crew. Yeah, he dropped the frag, but he's still in full control. Anarchy, he doesn't really have weapons. Moto Crew didn't really have weapons at that point. But still, just the starting machine gun, it's easy to underestimate it, so good choice there by Anarchy to retreat there.
5-minute warning.
Again, not overstaying his welcome. I like these moves, you know. Ooh, that's a lot of damage being done by Anarchy. Moto Crew in a horrible position, but the rails are great from both players. The Ghost Walk was also used. Moto Crew was actually looking to line up a rail angle there, but in the end, Anarchy, as he tries to get a little bit of health, he's gonna expose himself to Moto Crew's LG. Good defensive rockets, and still, like, these fights, they're so very close, but the Moto Crew, most importantly, you know, this split that has been established between the major items, it is right now completely playing into Moto Crew's favor. He's been able to cycle both the major items consistently for like the last 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, maybe not 4, but like at 3 minutes at least, it feels like. Good rails from both players. Again, a very an aggressive Ghost Walk. Anarchy already retreating. He was railable that entire time. He definitely doesn't want to stay longer than he should. Beautiful rockets, and actually Moto Crew. That was, I don't know if you guys saw that, but like Moto Crew, he ends up rocket jumping off of Anarchy's body. He's set on fire, and he lands on the 25 health bubble that is on like the D connector, and that's actually what keeps him alive, because he was on like 28 health after. One tick of that fire damage would have killed him. Mutual frags.
This changes anything.
A very dangerous spawn there for Moto Crew. I think if Anarchy just went in, he may have been able to get a cheeky frag there. But again, Anarchy, he really likes to play kind of these safe options. Very rarely see Anarchy really going for, you know, these kind of 50% fights. Anarchy now pretty low. Moto Crew not in position in time. Had he arrived just a little bit earlier, he would have been able to get a frag there. But now the lead has changed hands. Anarchy with 1 frag up, 6-7. 7.5 minutes in. Beautiful opening rail. That's another one. And he find the last one. Switches to the LG, but right before Anarchy's eyes, Moto Crew goes into Ghost Walk. And Moto Crew almost hitting a direct shot there with the preemptive rocket. Oh, Moto Crew! Again, just kind of crouching nicks, hidden giblets. That's how the meme works, right? Right, guys? And this is... I am not sure, like, how exactly did this switch so quickly. Moto Crew was up by, like, 3 frags, and then in the matter of a single minute, Anarchy has been able to... get a lead of 3 frags himself. He's already set up for heavy, but his stack is so insane. I would not be surprised if he actually goes for an aggressive push and only then tries to collect the heavy. Never mind. That's not up to do that. Again, just goes for the super safe option. Good combo there, and like that was also very good LG there by Moto Crew, but it's just the absolutely massive stack difference that is the decisive factor here. Moto Crew calls the GG. 9.5 minutes in, 6-10. I forgot to open the stats. Oh well, what can you do, guys? There we go. That was map number 1 of Oaken. This was Anarchy's pick, if I'm not mistaken, right? Was it? I already forgot. That opening by Moto Crew, honestly, it was pretty good, you know, like, it was, well, not the opening itself, you know, the opening went at first very much so in Anarchy's favor, and afterwards we were looking, you know, at a pretty good comeback from Moto Crew, and that's really the moment when it looked like there's no way that he's gonna be able to fall from grace, you know. Very good, a very good like control over the map. He had full stack, basically for like 3-4 minutes straight. He had pretty good positioning, and in the end, he still ended up going down to Anarchy. That was only map number 1, though. We are loading into map number 2, Ruins of Sarnath, and this is going to be Moto Crew's pick, where he's going to be playing Slash against Anarchy's Ranger. I love to see me some Slash on Ruins of Sarnath. In my opinion, that's like the way to play. It's like the way to play Ruins of Sarnath.
3, 2, 1, fight.
Gonna be starting out on Anarchy, who is playing Ranger. Gets the heavy spawn, immediately picks up a railgun and a lightning gun. Moto Crew, he's gonna be making his way to the center of the map, but as he tries to collect the LG, Anarchy making the correct read and collecting the first blood. Moto Crew daring, trying to go for the LG again, even before like Anarchy is able to move out of there. Rails are connecting so far. It's one finally missed. Oh, this is an awful position for Moto Crew, and I think he understood that, like, it's actually going to be better for him to just, you know, expose himself, maybe get, like, one shot of damage in. But at that point, you know, he was just wasting time. If he was trying to, like, make any kind of crazy plays out, from that position. We did see a very strong opening from Anarchy on map number 1 as well, so do not discount, or discount, do not throw Moto Crew out of the equation just yet. Hey Shaman, yeah, unfortunately today very few players signed up. Dramis and Effortless, they are unavailable. Effortless is like doing some kind of a... He's like moving or something like that. Like, as I understand, he's not going to be available for like in total of 5 weeks. Going across the entire continent, you know. And Dramis, unfortunately, he couldn't make it these last 2 weeks. But... still, we got a tournament. And we're gonna enjoy it. We have a tournament to play, and we're gonna play it. Anarchy so far very decisively in control. Moto Crew has been barely able to even achieve any sort of damage. As I say that, he's still waiting for that light armor. I'm not sure if that was a good idea. Rails finally connecting for Moto Crew, but just gonna be very hard to outrail your opponent, you know, when he has nearly 3 times the stack. Quickly looking at the stats, like, yeah, just 500 damage for Moto Crew, 1000 on Anarchy. Good opening rail from Moto Crew. No damage really inflicted by our South American player. If I'm not mistaken, yes, Anarchy is actually South American. But he does get pretty good ping, so... Or maybe I'm just like talking out of my rear end, you know? He might not actually be South American. What do I know? Good use of the tribal there, but once again, just the stack difference. Moto Crew, he has not been able to get a single major item outside of the opening Mega Health, which was pretty much given to him for free. And at this point, he's going to be struggling to even get the weapons. Retreats back to the corner, that's a very bad position to be caught in. He is going to find the light armor, but ends up giving up the heavy to his opponent. Anarchy right now just like very, well, it's very important to actually note that Anarchy, he has not visited that side of the map. Like, this entire match. 4 minutes, this match has gone on for 4 minutes. Anarchy has not gone over to, like, the heavy machine gun side of the map a single time. Tri-bolt? What's that? Doesn't have a tri-bolt. Like, he's never gone there, and he has no reason to, because by even trying to go for the light armor on that side of the map, he's immediately given up so much more map control over to Moto Crew. Talking about Moto Crew, he's just evaporated. There we go. Finally, he's gonna pick up this light armor. Kinda needed that. That fight was very brutal.
I eat meat like you for breakfast.
But right now, Moto Crew just... You don't expect somebody to be going 0 to 9 on their own map pick. Presumably with their preferred champion as well. This is looking very, very bad for Moto Crew. Moto Crew again just caught in an awful position. He has like 20 health.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
Oh, that's a cheeky angle there. And I'm starting to feel some tilt. Moto Crew 1 health. Still, that gets a rail. Anarchy's been going rail crazy. In fact, the man has fired almost more rails than he has hit LG. Kairos, a deadbeat dueler next week, maybe. Hey, why the hell not? For those of you who are not sure what the Naqcl series of tournaments is, this is a completely open tournament for the North American scene. The only real requirement is that you must have 80 ping to any North American server. As long as you get, like, doesn't matter whether it's east, whether it's west, whether it's, you know, central. You are eligible to play, so there's no entrance fee, there's nothing like that. But yeah, now you can definitely tell the tilt coming out from Moto Crew. Unfortunate. This is way quicker to best of 3 than I expected it to go. Moto Crew just, yeah, you got 1 heavy, 1 mega, and it kind of just ended there.
You came to the wrong
Good LG
fight.
by the Slash player, but once again, just just not enough. Moto Crew finally getting his first blood. This is actually really a shame, because I would have loved to see like more of Moto Crew playing Slash, because he generally really likes these fast champions, you know. As we saw on Vulcan, he decided to play Naqcl. He likes his fast champions, and he likes his lights in general, and it's always extremely fun to, you know, watch somebody who's proficient with them. Oh, ends up going down to the rocket into orb combo, a classic. But that's one of the risks that you have when it comes to light champions, especially against Ranger.
No, you shoot with it.
Two minutes remaining, 17-1. What is there to say about this? Make that 18-1. I feel like I know how Moto Crew must feel. When you lose complete control on this map, it's devastating. You can't even, you know, get any of the weapons, because all the weapons are like on the high ground. You can't go high ground, because if you go high ground, your opponent's gonna find you. And if your opponent finds you, you're dead. Again. And then you gotta start all that cycle again, you know? Ruins of Sarnath, like, it's a very big map, and there's definitely potential to play it extremely slowly. We've seen this, you know, in the Stodi, when, who was it? Naqcl, I think? I think it was Naqcl or Kelt. This is like how long ago it was. It was like Custody 120 or something like that, where Naqcl was still played, and yeah, he ended up going Nix on ruins, and just ran circles around his opponent for like 3 minutes straight, not taking any real engagement. You know, maybe firing a rail here, firing a defensive rocket there. 21 frags for Anarchy, by the way. GG's have been called by Moto Crew. Very quick match there. Yeah, that was our first best of 3 of the day. Really expected it to go much closer, and I did not expect Moto Crew to perform so poorly on his own map pick. Especially, you know, how well Moto Crew played on Evoken. Unexpected, I would say. Really unexpected. So let us see. Davis versus Anarchy. Is that what we're currently looking at? I suppose so. Yes, Davis versus Anarchy. Oh, we have both players in the lobby. Picks and bans are soon to commence. We do have a spectator link. If only I could figure out how to show it on the stream. There we go. And I have to change this. Hey, for show. Nice to see you around. Hope everything well on your side. Yeah, we're doing pretty well so far. Really unfortunate that the tournament is a little bit smaller than usual, but hey, we got a tournament. we got players gonna play, we gonna watch. There's no escaping, you know. Map number 1, once again, is going to be a Vulcan picked by Davis. And map number 2 is going to be Ruins of Sarnath from Anarchy, actually. That's... Wait, we're literally going to be playing exactly the same 3 maps once again. Even the decider map that we didn't get to see in the first match is going to be Vale. Living legend! Welcome to the stream, man. Anarchy once again going for that Death Knight pick. I don't get it. I don't get it. I suppose if you're gonna play Death Knight, a Vulcan is not a bad map, which is kind of ironic, you know, because there's a lot of water on that map, and you'd think that, you know, the water should help you. It doesn't. Sync, please fix. I'm kidding, by the way. But yeah, Dave is going for that Stragan Peaker. Map number 2, Ruins of Sarnath. Dave is going to be playing / Anarchy on Visor. Pretty close so far. The map picks that have, even the champion picks are overall pretty close. As I said previously, like, I love to see me some / on Ruins. It's great. And I think, yeah, we're going to be starting out on Davis when we're going to be watching Ruins of Sarnath. Davis is he's an interesting person because he's his aim is unbelievably shaky. If I'm not mistaken, when asked about it, he said that like it's because of the nerves, you know. Whenever he's playing at like any kind of like an actual match tournament match more accurately, you know, he's yeah, like his heart just goes racing, you know. Yeah, normal heart rate is like somewhere, you know, from like 80, 90-ish, something like that. And what Davis was saying is that when he plays Quake and like when he really gets into it, it goes up to like 150, 160, which is kind of insane, you know? Like, you want to tell me that like esports doesn't, like, it's like, oh, it's not stressful. What are you talking about? Like, oh, come on. Davis, meanwhile, when running, I checked this. When running, I'm like hitting 150 beats per minute, you know? And Davis, they're really putting his heart really into it, playing Quake. And yeah, that's why it looks sometimes so weird. But if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we should be loading in to the upper bracket of 2.1. You know what? I'll even do the predictions. I remembered about the predictions.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
Also, I know. Scene. There we go. Gonna be starting out on Anarchy playing that Death Knight. Weird pick, but hey. Predictions, by the way, are up. Anarchy versus Davis. Ooh, Davis now caught in the corner there. Misses the rails as well, and Anarchy just holding that W button. Charging. No regrets. No fear. Didn't even have to use the flame strike, which I think is the most important thing for the next engagement. In the end, the major items were exchanged for both players, even though Anarchy got the first blood. That's a lot of damage output from Anarchy. Is he gonna be able to find the last rail? Nope. Davis gets away to die another day. Oh, Davis, literally 1 health. Anarchy still holding that rail. If only he knew just how low Davis was, but then again, I think a bit of a mistake from Davis' side to actually go just in, you know, a straight line for that mega health, but he's gonna be going down to Anarchy for the 3rd time. Mega health goes over to Davis. Anarchy gonna be pushed away from that top mid connector. Oh, but once again, Davis caught in a horrible position, but the rails are not connecting. That was so close to actually being a death. Talking about death. Davis putting the death in Death Knight. Is that how it works? Here's some of that signature Davis shaky LG. He's gonna be going down once again, just kind of caught in at that that corner. The shotgun room really, it's the shotgun room is kind of deceptive, you know. You see the what's it called, like, you see the shotgun, you see there's a light armor, there's a small health bubble, like, you know, you go up the jump pad, there's a rail, there's another health bubble there, like, there's so many resources on that side of the map, like in just that one corner, but at the same time, it's so hard to actually get out of there if you're on the low ground, you know, and you have to make that decision very quickly, and Davis, unfortunately, just a little bit too slow. Talking about being a little bit too slow, it's also in the last engagement. Just a couple more ticks from the LG would have saved Davis' life, but Anarchy able to collect that heavy armor mid-fight, and that's what allows him to emerge victorious there. Davis now taking a lot of damage, not set on fire, but still ends up going down to the finishing rail. Davis now, right off the spawn, he's going to be able to steal the mega. He's staying around, looking for those rail angles, contesting his opponent, but if he stays around for too long, he's going to be going down again. As I say that, he hits another rail and goes for the peeker. Actually, completely forgot about the peeker. And that's something I guess you have to keep in your mind, you know, when you're fighting a strong player. Generally, yeah, sure, these kind of rail engagements. If you know that your rail is better than your opponent's, you can. It's not a bias to go for, you know, these kind of 50-50 trades. But once your opponent has access to the beaker, that's like all of it just completely changes.
5-minute
Davis?
warning.
Confused about the server. And Davis having harsh words about the server and stuff. With 5 minutes remaining and a 5 frag difference, Davis has a lot of work to do, and hopefully such technicalities as the server are not going to be the reason for his loss. Ooh, that's a narrowly missed rail. Anarchy's not gonna be concerned, though. He's just gonna be pushing through the mid connector. Copium. Yeah. Zyro in the chat saying copium.
This is what I live for.
And I can definitely understand, like, the impact, you know, of when the game, you know, it doesn't feel as great as, you know, as you wish it would, you know, whether that be because of ping, because of stuttering, because of, you know, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. Sometimes it's just... Sometimes you can't even, like, quantify what it is. It's just something feels off about the game, right? And in many cases, you don't even lose because of that. It's more... Ooh, Davis taking really risky angles there. Sometimes, you know, it's just the fact that you are... You're kind of just tilted by the fact that it's, like, it's performing the way it is, you know? And I've definitely been there myself, you know? Like, it's not the server that is... It's not the server or the game that's, like, messing you up, but it's the feeling. That makes you lose focus and... In the end, you end up going down. And I think there's really this... I don't know, of course, how it looked on Davis' end. Hello, Sirius. I'm glad to see that you share the opinion of other community members. That's gonna be map number 1. I'm now the party leader. Let's take a look. So, map number 2, that is going to be Ruins of Sarnath. Ruins of Sarnath / on Davis and Visor on Anarchy. We did see Anarchy playing Ranger previously on Ruins. Ranger in this case was banned on round 1, so no such luck. However, still I think the Visor pick is overall just very potent. And I do wonder if Davis is going to be able to, you know, learn from the mistakes that Moto Crew was having. Also, yes, thank you to Live in Legend for reminding me about the predictions. We ready. We are starting. This is map 2, yes, for sure. Did I not change the overlay? Okay, no, the overlay seems to be fine. Bam.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in
Predictions are up for the next 2 minutes.
1. Fight.
We're gonna be starting out on Davis because I want to see some slash, gosh dang it. He does get the heavy spawn, and he also... I think the most important part about a heavy spawn is not just the armor itself, but it's also the access to the weapons. You immediately get the railgun and the lightning gun, which, you know, on this map they're very close to each other. Dave's actually gonna give up heavy armor over to the visor player. Both players engaging in a bit of a rail battle, but neither is connecting. Anarchy actually used the vision. Nice use of the snail trail, the plasma trail, to deny any potential attack from Anarchy. Dave is playing very slow. He's using the mobility of Slash mostly just to get away and reposition himself. Ooh, he's going in for the attack. Takes one rail. Unfortunately, the LG just not connecting. So far, very little damage coming out from Davis, and unfortunately, that's another heavy armor going over to the visor player. Davis setting up to try and, like, deny the positioning on Mega, but Anarchy actually staying around and trying to get that final rail, which he does. Anarchy still, he's left on very little health. He takes a little bit more. Davis, ooh, almost takes a rail to the back, but that first blood was hard fought. The heavy machine gun coming out from the Slash player, just not connecting. Beautiful rockets from from Davis, but it's just not enough. But immediate refrag from Davis, and that's kind of like the power of Slash, you know. Admittedly, Clutch can do the same, Athena can do the same, but yeah, if you get a favorable spawn, which is near a rail, you can just like position yourself very quickly. Beautiful 2 rails.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
And that's 2-2. Anarchy had to work like for 2 minutes to get, you know, his 2 frags. Davis makes that happen in just 1. And he's looking at a pretty good stack right now. If there's a little bit of stuttering, I'm sorry. It might be because of the fact that I'm like sometimes alt-tabbing, so I'll try to minimize that. Otherwise, there shouldn't be any issues. Ooh, a lot of damage once again being inflicted by Anarchy, and that's gonna push Davis off of this heavy armor. He is gonna be able to find a light armor and some health bubbles, which will slightly equalize the situation. Anarchy even out of position when it comes to the mega health. Davis delaying it even further. That's now an exact 15-second split between both major items. Davis already setting up. Anarchy, he's coming in, taking huge rockets. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful execution there by Davis. Just
impressive.
Rocket City. Very aggressive move there. which unfortunately does not work out as the rail whizzes by his opponent's head. Goes in for a very aggressive fight, and again, just beautiful
Really
rockets.
didn't have a chance keeping up with me.
Oh, Anarchy using actually that visor ability.
5-minute warning.
Would not be surprised if it was the additional movement speed which kind of tripped up Davis. It doesn't seem like much, you know, when visor seems to be walking just, you know, that little bit faster than you'd expect, but it adds up. It throws off your aim just that slight enough where you, like, yeah, sometimes you just start missing shots because of it. Anarchy still needs one more frag to tie the game up. That's 5.5 minutes in so far. Division has been used again. Anarchy going for a very nice angle there. No connection though. Davis, he's gonna get another heavy armor for himself. It's gonna be delayed again. And he's making his moves over to Mega. Oh, what a beautiful rock! These rockets by Davis! The rocket pushes Anarchy off the platform. And it felt like Anarchy needed like half a second to even understood what the hell just happened. And immediately off this spawn as Anarchy tries to collect a lightning gun, Davis is gonna cut him off. Eat rocket like candies. Rocket launcher. Fun fact, according to Sync Error, at one point, several things in the code were referenced as rocket launcher. A very unfortunate LG fight there for Davis. But he has a 2-frag advantage, and with 3 minutes remaining, Davis, if he opts to, he could just be running circles around his opponent. Visor, he's not the slowest champion. Visor is actually, he has pretty good movement options. He is the fastest medium champion, and as well as the what's it called? Using the ability gives him just that little bit of extra, but most importantly is that the ability allows him to just know exactly where to make his movements, you know, there's no stumbling about. Both players exchanging rails, Anarchy in position to collect that mega health, and Davis once again, Davis playing a pretty similar game to what Anarchy's doing. Again, these rockets! Davis! Both players, yeah, kind of playing a very similar game, you know, they establish their side of the map and they try to stick to it. I like this move from Davis. Very nicely done. He knows that the heavy is up. He knows that Anarchy is not full stack. He's going to be trying to rotate the light armors. So he doesn't even go for the heavy armor. He just sets up an angle, takes the rail fight first, and even if he loses in that rail fight, he has a heavy armor to retreat to, and the small health bubble right there. Very nice move there by Davis. That's one rail connecting. Davis is going to be dropping down regardless. Actually, oh, I don't think Anarchy realized that Davis was still there. And in the end, that's going to be a 7th frag for Davis, and this is probably game. This is, yeah, I don't see how Anarchy can now be coming back, I mean.
Stopwatch.
A lot of damage actually being done by Anarchy, but opts not to go through. Understandable, you know, given how much plasma trail there was. It's kinda, that's also another one of those deceptive things, you know. Where you'd think, you know, like that, what is it, like 10 or 15 damage you take per tick? It's not that much. Until you run it, like, throughout the entire length of it. You just die instantly. Anarchy gonna call GG, that's 7-4. Davis is gonna take map number 2. Both players are pretty rail heavy. As you can understand, like ruins, yeah. Not surprising. And this means we're actually going to be able to get Veil. What is it? What is it? What is it? It is Keel versus a BJ. Davis is already ready. Cthulhu wants an invite as well. Nice. So, yeah, this is going to be map. Map 3. So this is the decider. This is gonna be the decider. This is still the upper bracket, so, you know.
Cat's in the bag. Bags in
Prepare to fight.
Predictions are up.
2, 1, fight.
Gotta be starting out on Anarchy, who's playing BJ against Davis, the Keel player. Oh, that's an insane amount of LG being inflicted by Anarchy. That huge armor stack is not gonna help Davis in the slightest. Anarchy, however, takes a rail for his trouble. And, oh... You'd think you couldn't get an even shorter haircut for BJ, but Davis really cutting it down to the very roots. Very aggressive push, but Anarchy just kind of dancing around the that elbow connector. And in the end, he's actually able to just collect all the items that he needs and win that fight. Ooh, beautiful combo there from Davis. Need a bit more of those. Again, just narrowly missing a rail. You would think that, you know, Davis is the one with the shaky aim, but if I was Anarchy, I'd be shaking all over the place. He's just seeing rail after rail whizzing by my head. Davis now going for a very aggressive push, switches over to the rail, and that's very unfortunate. Misses both rails at close range. The grenades, though, the pineapples connect. And that's gonna give Davis his first frag. And Anarchy trying to actually cut off his opponent as he tries to go for... a heavy, but that's not gonna work out. In the end, as Davis went through the teleporter, not sure if Anarchy heard that or he just went with it kind of instinctively. Ends up intercepting his opponent. Davis once again just going full force. The one grenade connects, second grenade connects. Both players very low and Anarchy missing a very clutch rail. All of the health bubbles were already picked up on the map and there's nothing left for Davis to work with. He's gonna have to just kind of stick around this part of the map and wait for stuff to come back. He does find his way out of there. He's gonna go through the teleporter, the absolute madman. And goes for the repeak on the Mega. Just, oh, too greedy. Too greedy. I'm not sure, maybe the rocket or something kind of pushed him further into the room, but that's very unfortunate for Davis. Where it looked like, yeah, maybe he was able to get a bit more free damage, but in the end it just completely spirals out of control. Grenade into LG combo. Davis takes almost nothing. Anarchy screaming for his life. Or is that the follow notification? I'm not sure. Ooh, very close LG fight. But in the end, Davis he does get it. He gets the mega health and everything. Beautiful rockets. The grenades do not come out. They come out just a little bit too late. Maybe if he had used them earlier, that would have allowed him to secure that frag. In the end, just a lot of damage done. Both players now on largely equal stack. The Anarchy is going to be able to get the light armor mid-fight. Davis pushed down. And Anarchy, as he picks up the mega health and realizes that Davis is still hesitating in the rocket launcher room, just drops down and finishes the kill. 5 minutes in, we are 4-7. Oh, beautiful combo there by Davis. Davis has to be very careful, though. Naqcl, he's a big boy. He is absolutely a big boy, and the last thing that you want to be caught out with as a Naqcl player is that duel LG. Nice little move there from Davis. I'm not sure if that was like supposed to actually get him on that part. Maybe he was trying to like grenade jump all the way up. But it kind of worked out. It threw Anarchy completely off. And it allowed him to... it allowed Davis to go for another frag. Absolutely insane stack currently on Davis. Mega health is going to be coming up soon. He should be able to get this like clean and easy. The split is also very much in the favor currently of Davis. Anarchy, he has to hit like what, 2-3 rails to even like equalize the stacks. He's already setting up for heavy and kind of trying to make the best use of his positioning. One rail connects. Oh, but the rockets are just not there. Would have loved to see some grenades being fired in between the rockets, but no such luck. Davis getting the LG spawn, and that actually allows him to get an immediate refrag. Davis still not particularly healthy. He is going to be working on Anarchy's stack, though. Dave's kind of just playing around that rail room, setting up like a fortress there. Leaks! Nice to see you, man. Hola. Good opening rail. That's another one. Completely denies that heavy armor that Anarchy just picked up. Has to be careful. Anarchy's looking for a fight, and a fight he's gonna get. That's one direct rocket. What? 2 health! Gets away with 2 health, hits like everything. He hit exactly everything that he needed to hit. And gets away, and he's gonna get all these light armors, he's gonna get all these health bubbles. It's like the fight never happened. He just suddenly got the 1 frag. But Anarchy, off the top of that, Anarchy was still able to get both major items. And Davis is not gonna get so lucky in this case. Only 1 direct rocket connects, and that is going to be 9-9. Very close match so far. 2 minutes remaining. Both players trying to rail. That's another mega health for Anarchy. Davis setting up for heavy. He might have to forfeit it. I don't think he has really the weapons. Heavy goes to Anarchy. 2 good rockets coming out. That's the 10th frag. Anarchy now in a great position to actually recover immediately after the fight. And Davis, I don't think he can just rush immediately for a refrag. He's gonna have to be careful. Oh, what the LG! Davis just dropping down from nowhere and hitting like 200% LG. Heavy armor is still up, even collects the light armor in between. Anarchy, he doesn't even have an angle to like try and hit the rails. Talking about rail angles. Davis now on a pretty great stack advantage. That's another rail, and even hits the grenade. I'd be surprised if this should be a kill. This should be the final kill. No! He hits the rock. Davis, he heard as Anarchy went for... As Anarchy went for the health bubble in that corner. Oh, and beautiful! Beautiful! The final push by Anarchy off the LG spawn to try and equalize the situation. But Davis doesn't care. Davis just hit rockets after rockets. You could really see the difference in style of play here. 400 hit LG versus 173 hit LG, but the biggest difference was that Anarchy hit 6 rockets and Davis hit 24. Davis just doesn't care. He's just firing rockets left and right. Hot damn. I'm gonna give the party lead to Hickory for a moment there, because I don't know what exactly is happening right now. So that's 2-1 to Davis. Let me close the prediction and let me switch the scene and all that stuff. And we probably want to look at the brackets. Krangir actually won against Carson. That's pretty surprising. Who is Krangir? Does anyone know who the hell is Krangir? Complete prediction. Davis won. Yes. Yeah, I actually have no idea. Davis is already scared. Davis is already scared because, like, yeah, nobody really has a clue who Krangir is. Plus, he took down Carson. Well, this is gonna be interesting. So this is, what is this? Actually, this is the upper bracket finals. Saigib? No, I don't think it's Saigib. The Saigib is, I mean, it would be great if it turned out to be Saigib. It's Clancy, guys. It's probably Clancy. Oh, no one's gonna understand that joke. Anyways, this is, what is this? This is the upper bracket final already, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. This is the upper bracket final. Davis versus Krangir. Do we have a pick and ban link? We do. Clancy is phase, yes. Leaks, you know the South American scene. Do you know who Krangir is? Because we are all very confused. Apparently, yeah, the dude's got the... No. Yeah, he's got the Argentinian flag on his tournament profile. And yeah, we have no idea. Has he been playing for some time? Like, also picks and bans. I have to switch to the picks and bans. There we go. We got picks and bans. Davis, you can clearly see that Davis made the Yeah, Leaks, I was asking, do you know who Krangir is? Like, Davis's opponent. Because apparently he's got an Argentinian flag. Maybe you happen to know, like, somebody, if it's somebody from the, from, like, yeah, the South American scene. Nope. Well, it's a mystery, guys. It's a mystery who this guy is. Looking at the picks and bans, map number 1 to be played is going to be Blood Covenant, followed up by Ruins of Sarnath, and map number 3 that's going to be Veil. People really seem to like Ruins of Sarnath today. We've seen Ruins being played in all of the matches so far. And it's always been the second map to be played. Crucible, Corrupted Keep, A Deep Embrace, and Awoken are the maps that have been banned. Davis banning Ranger. Krangir going for Visor pick. Davis playing Slash again. Ooh, that's going to be exciting. Davis in general looking like he's going to be playing a lot of light champions in this tournament. On Ruins of Sarnath, he ends up going for the Anarchy pick. Whereas Naqcl has been banned. No, Living Legend, it's Clancy. It's Clancy. Everybody who you don't know who it is, it's Clancy. But yes, Clancy is FaZe, and like the big reveal was, for those out of the loop, was that FaZe, like the Polish player, he was playing on the Clancy name, and nobody could understand who the hell is this guy. Because he never told anyone, right? And then he shows up in KeenCon 2024. Like, he shows up with the Clancy, Clancy name, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's him! Apparently there was, like, supposed to be, like, a greater scheme of him kind of making that reveal, but that never happened. Here we go. Picks and bans have been finished. Ruins of Sarnath, that's going to be Anarchy versus BJ. Davis banning Aizen as his last choice. And on Veil, it's going to be Keel versus Zorlag. Heavy versus heavy. Very movement heavy for Davis. Am I a singer or smoker? I am definitely a smoker, not so much a singer. But yes, I do smoke. I do not sing. At least, not in the traditional sense. Why do you ask? This is a really weird question. I can understand, like, the singer part, like... And then you go into, like, are you a smoker, maybe? Oh, thank you. Partially, I think it's because the microphone that Rob Korv gave me. It really brings out, like, the bassy part. Both players are ready. There's just some discussion about which server they're going to be playing on. And afterwards, we are going to be getting directly into the match. Yeah, thank you, Leaks. Glad to hear that. Say what you wish about the QPL, you know, how it went, but the casters in my opinion were like the highlight. Even like Ketchup. Like, a lot of people didn't like Ketchup. But I really have a lot of respect for him. Yeah. DJ Wheat, like, is of course a legend in the scene, you know. 40 Lions is funny as hell. ZSX, also known as Dan, even though it's like the other way around. ZSX, he's also just great, you know. Love his casting. Let's see, this is Davis versus just setting up the predictions. Yeah, that actually, like, it was a highlight for me as well. That I would always have, like, QPL running somewhere in the background, you know? It was fun. It really was fun. It's such a shame that it kind of ended. There are, of course, like, valid criticisms to be made. That, like, yeah, it wasn't perfect. But, really, it was a great time, overall.
Prepare to fight. Round
Predictions are up for the next 2 minutes.
1.
Davis is already angry. We're gonna be starting out on Krangir. Whoever that is. We're gonna try and find out. Any one of you who with, like, extraordinary deduction skills, you know? Can you figure out who Krangir is just from the way he plays? Davis hitting some very clutch rails. Mega's gonna be actually given up by the Visor player as he realizes with only 28 health there's not much that he's gonna be able to achieve. He's already setting up for heavy. Vision's gonna be popped. Davis running into one rocket. But both players kind of just disengaging. So far 1 minute in, no frags. Both major items spawning at pretty much exactly the same time. Krangir trying to find out where exactly his opponent is, but he's looking the wrong direction. Davis is on the low ground, and Davis is actually aiming to get that heavy armor. Again, unknowingly, both players are just going to be exchanging their major items. There might be an engagement coming up soon. Davis. Ooh. Doesn't look. Krangir even, like, peeks the corner, fires the rocket, but no damage has been exchanged. Very careful game from both players so far. Nice use of division allows our Visor player to line up a good rail. Davis hitting really good rails himself, though, and nothing missed, really. After an initial few rails missed, they just started connecting one after another. That's 2 minutes to actually get our first blood. And finally, we do have some split between the major items as well. Davis, as he tries to just collect the rocket launcher, gonna run straight into his opponent's trap. Apparently Davis just forfeits. Actually, no, like that's 100% rail. What am I talking about? Who was I watching previously that I thought like he missed rails? What? This is... This is a little unexpected. Yeah, Davis just forfeits. I'm checking the Discord. Yeah, Davis is just forfeiting. Okay. Honestly, I don't know who Krungier is. That's the problem. Who is Krungier? Give me a moment as I try to figure out what exactly is happening right now. Reading his name backwards, it's obvious. Rignark. Who is Rignark? You're not making this any better, B1. It's B1, I'm sorry. It's B1. Ali_0 thinks he knows what he's talking about. Come on, dude. Wait, what? He played in Quake Challengers? What is this? He played in Challengers? Okay, like, I just opened up his... like, his, What? What is this? No, what? Well, okay, fine. Apparently, like, yeah, because if you check his profile, like, he has, like, games against, let's see. He has games dating all the way back to, like, 2000 and, what is it, 2021. It's... Everyone's crungier. Okay, anyways, we're waiting for the next match, just, yeah. But apparently, like, yeah, the last time he competed, he was using a different nickname. Which, I mean, whatever, it's not that crazy, you know, people change nicknames all the time. But, like, yeah, it was in 2021. Okay. Well, we got Carson. Let's take a look at the bracket so you guys understand what the hell is going on. So, yeah, Davis just forfeit. Insanities was hoping to start an I'm Spartacus moment. That's a good point, like, Kairos, like, of course, like, there was gonna be people, you know, like, if they hear there's a tournament, of course there's gonna be people signing up, especially, like, if you haven't, played for some time. Like, goddamn, like, in, what was it? There we had, at Moonbeam, I think we had, at Moonbeam we had G-Nick sign up, who was a pretty promising QPL challenger from Canada. And, like, a lot of people didn't even know who that is. Yes, Ailey. Yes, he did. So, faux show, welcome back. We are a little confused as to who exactly Krangir is, one of the guys who signed up. And that actually made Davis quit the tournament entirely? Uh, yeah. So, as you can see, Davis kind of, like, it says 0-2. No, Davis just kind of forfeit. We have Pixen back, though. Like, if you check his tournament page, it, like, it shows that he played in, like, 2021. In, like, the official QPL challengers. And then, like, there's no signs of him, and he's, like, using different names every single time. And his current account has 4 days to playtime. I have no reason to really suspect, like, anything's off. But Davis kind of took that to heart. Show us what exactly the his tournament page. I can do that. How can I do that though? Where the... Give me a moment. I'm trying to figure out how tournament works. I mean, he can play ranked because no, like playtime. Playtime is like he has 90 duels on his account. It's like that's not that's not the thing. He can play ranked, like it's just that nobody knows who he is. Like 4 days playtime is equal to what, like 100 hours. Yeah. Let me see, how do I... I go here, here, profile. So, if I do this... So, yes, this is Krangir's tournament profile, right? We got Quake Challengers NA Week 7. He played under the name Juan Pro. Then he played under the name Juan Pro again. Then he played against some Malinky Fox. Then he played in Week 8. Then he played again in Week 8, lost the Festive Turtle, and then he just disappears. And like these are... Like this is 2021. March 6, 2021. Honestly, like, I'm like... This is Grand Finals. This is gonna be Grand Finals, yes. So... Yeah. Oops. Regardless. picks and bans have been completed, and we're gonna be seeing... We're gonna be seeing map number 1, that's gonna be Blood Covenant Naqcl versus Anarchy. This is really weird. Also, his ping is 75 to east and 80... Yeah, his ping is 75 to east and 85 to all other servers. So where the hell is he? Is he like in the middle of the ocean? Because if he was South American, you would think that he is... Like, who is this guy? Who actually is this guy?
Prepare to fight.
I mean, if he's legit, I don't care.
Round begins in
I don't care, it's just weird, you know?
1. Fight.
Ball, bro.
Like, because he did play in 2021, right? So, it's like, whatever. Heal on Blood Covenant, though, that's an interesting pick.
Blood. Lead taken.
I was just a little stunned about, like, I mean, really, I did not expect this this tournament to, like, take a turn like this, but yeah. Grand finals, guys. Krungir really trying to fight for that heavy armor. It is gonna be picked up by Carson. In the end, but not before he goes down. Carson already 2 frags down. The mega, sorry, heavy is going to be coming up any moment now. Krungir giving it up. Runs right into Carson's rail there. He's gonna be forced to move away from that part, but he's still hoovering up all these light armors, and that doesn't leave a whole lot of items for Carson to work with. He gets another heavy armor and gonna be able to make his way over to the middle of the map, but that's exactly where Krangir has been able to intercept him, and that's gonna be the third frag going over to him. Carson now trying to get yet again positioning on that heavy armor. Is he gonna run into the same trap again? No, doesn't look like it. And that's now full control for Carson. Both major items. In fact, there's a pretty good split, so this might be a good opening for Carson, as long as he can get some damage in. Rockets flying out, but no damage really connecting so far. Krangir, he's already, thankfully, due to the heavy champion stack, he did miss out on both major items, but he's still pretty healthy. Very, very late response there from him, and Carson's able to do a massive amount of damage thanks to his supreme LG accuracy. Good rockets from the Naqcl player. Carson's stack has just been decimated. However, he's out of rail range, that's the important part. And he's gonna be able to get the heavy armor as well. Very close fight, and in the end, it's Carson unfortunately just running, taking too much chip damage over time, and he's gonna be giving up the fourth frag. Mutual frag there for both players. Smooth little bridged rail. You don't see.
I see.
Okay, I'll shut up about that. There's an engagement about to happen, but oh, Carson not realizing that he was about to be pushed and ends up overstaying his welcome, goes down.
5-minute warning.
Krangir still trying to wait for his opponent to actually drop down on heavy. Thanks to Anarchy's hoverboard, he's going to be able to know exactly when that's about to happen.
Here come the fireworks.
Carson, however, he actually left the heavy up this entire time. Carson with only one rail actually hit, only 6 even fired. He's going to need more than that to... he's gonna need more than that if he wants to start making a comeback. Some opening damage for Carson, not that much. It's gonna be... Actually, it looks like Krangir just... Not sure if he did not know that Carson already picked up the heavy armor, or sorry, the mega health or not. Recognizes at a good moment that Carson's going to be coming through the teleporter and sets up a trap there. Rails so far connecting. Carson just once again just unable to really get any real damage onto his opponent. Krangir now, he should be in a very good position to drop onto his opponent. Oh, but the LG from Carson, very good so far. Krangir sent packing, but with only 3 minutes remaining, Carson, he's gonna start feeling the pressure. 150 stack on Krungier. Beautiful combo by Carson, dropping out of nowhere and just annihilating his opponent. Carson making very risky plays, but he kind of has to. 2.5 minutes remaining. Krungier, he's on Mega. The rockets do not connect. Carson actually ended up giving up both major items, and ooh, the angle! The angle by Krungier. The way he just like sat down like in the absolute middle, and Carson, sorry, in the absolute corner at Mega, and Carson just did not check it. These fights are messy, and right now that's absolutely playing into our Naqcl player's favor, as all he has to do is just maintain the lead that he currently has. 105 damage from DLG. Carson's rail just failing him. This is usually not what you see. Carson's rail it's a force to be reckoned with, but today it just seems not to be connecting. 1 minute 30 remaining, 3 frags. Krungier misreading his position. You could even see that he's looking upwards, completely unaware. Ends up taking a massive amount of damage, but still, it's just... It's such a massive mountain for Carson to climb. Good opening rockets. Carson, he has to start chasing. With only a minute remaining for 3 frags, he has to make it a frag every 20 seconds at this point. It's possible, but it's gonna be unbelievably hard on a map like Blood Covenant, like, especially when that happens. Not to mention that it's a Naqcl. You can't really rush Naqcl off spawns because of the grenades, and you can't really do much when your opponent has nearly twice the stack as you do off spawn. Carson trying to go for last rails, and they're just not connecting. Really, 22% rail on Carson. That's uncharacteristically low for him. And with 5 seconds remaining, it's going to be 3-8. GG called by Carson. Overlays. Why doesn't this guy play when Dramus is here? That's a good question. I have no idea where the hell was he this entire time. That was map number 1. If Krungier can take the next one away from Carson, he's going to be the grand champion, which is unexpected for somebody to just like show up out of it. Really feels like Rafa and Razy get knocked out or not. This is Razy can't even sign up. Razy's not in NA. Rafa's not in NA either right now. What? When has Razy been in NA? What? Has he ever been in NA?
What are these
I'm confused,
ghosts
guys.
I see?
No, Razy has always been European, and Rafa, yeah, as I understand, the last year or so, he's moved to Luxembourg. So, yeah.
Round begins and
Mandela effect Razy. I know, right?
fight.
We're gonna be starting out on... We're gonna be starting out on Carson, who's playing Death Knight. Again, this Death Knight pick. On Ruins of Sarnath, no less. I don't understand, guys. What is this? What do you guys know about Death Knight that I don't? But yeah, Razy, I think he's Hungarian. Pretty sure. Carson trying to make some moves onto the BJ player. He's gonna hear him going for the rail. Maybe he can catch him off guard. Goes through the teleporter, but in the process actually gives up the heavy armor. Good initial bit of damage. The mega health was taken by Krungier, but in the end it's gonna be so much damage that all of his armor has been taken away, and Carson's still in the what's it called? Not in the lead, but basically he had a stack advantage. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just failing on words right now. But in the end, that kind of doesn't matter. Krungier hitting stuff left and right. Carson. Carson has lost all of his armor. He's right now just on 100 health. He's forced to give up the heavy armor. Carson trying to set up a trap, but that's not going to be happening. He does get the mega health himself. Ooh, almost clips a rocket there. Anarchy saying DK is the GOAT. I mean, apparently, yeah, Anarchy as well. Like, he... Tell me, why? Why do you like Death Knight so much? Engagement coming up. Carson, he's gonna miss a rail and just retreat. Not taking any chances at all. Just a little bit of damage done by Krungy here. DJ now gonna be dropping onto a heavy armor with 2 LGs in hand. Gonna be set on fire, however, and he's gonna go down. Despite the dual LGs, just the total amount of damage just was not that high. But unfortunately for Carson, he's gonna be immediately refragged as he stays around at the eyeball. Gear is very good positioning on this mega health. Should be able to get it pretty clean. Carson, I don't think he can really contest it, but he just moves away. Not sure, maybe he was trying to get that light armor, not knowing when exactly it's coming up. But as he just rushes through, it ends up working. He was able to work up so much speed that it just appears into Carson's face. And gets the second frag. Carson now caught in a bit of a corner. He's gotta have to try and get out of there as fast as he can. Does make it out of there, but as he drops back onto LG... Krungir's gonna be doing a lot of damage. Carson again just kind of caught off guard. Trying to look for where exactly Carson may have been spawned. Not gonna find him. Carson taking this very carefully.
5-minute warning.
Not taking any chances.
Time to die.
Rail battle commences. Krungir's gonna hit 2, Carson only 1. Carson's sent packing home, even especially thanks to BJ's BJ's health regeneration, but Carson actually, like, he's so focused on a single area that he doesn't even realize that his opponent has already moved halfway across the map. Be another heavy armor going over, and he might even, the split has been established so that he might be able to come and contest the mega health. Although he doesn't opt to go for it, gives it away just to Carson, and then tries to cut off all the exit paths. Carson, however, he's going to be taking the I route, kind of that those back stairs. In the end, has to give up heavy. You're now once again just trying to look for angles to set up a trap. Ooh, nice prediction. As a very clean kill for Krungir, all things considered. Carson, thinking that he had a stack advantage, can just barrel through. Not gonna work. It's 1-4 now. 3 minutes remaining. Carson trying to make the best of his rail as much as he can, and finally decapitates Krungir as he's actually dropping down. Oh, that's such an unfortunate spawn. Carson did not expect that whatsoever. Just narrowly making it out alive, and just these kind of plays are not favoring him whatsoever. Carson now on the retreat. Got a frag, but he's so low that he's not able to get really anything. He's going to be forfeiting the heavy armor as well, looking for another opportunity. He's going to hear when exactly heavy's going to be taken, and as long as he has time on Mega, he should be able to line up for that already. That's exactly what we see here. Oh, Krungir actually set on fire. Taking quite a lot of damage, and this is a pretty good engagement for Carson in general. He would have loved to maybe hit one more rail there, but it's an opening. 1 minute 15 seconds remaining. That's a rail exchange, but in the end, it is Krungir who had the positioning on heavy. That's going to negate a lot of what has been achieved by Carson. Dual wield is available for Krungir as well, which is the scariest part. It's been saved this entire time for when he really needs it. With 45 seconds remaining, Carson, it's going to come down to like a one last make or break fight. That's another heavy armor given up. Rocket jump upstairs. The rail is missing. The dual-wield LGs are doing some work. And the final rail goes to Krangir, who's able to... get a kill in the last 20 seconds of the match, sealing the game. Who's Krangir? That's a good question. Maybe you know, Uxmos. Who is Krangir? We know that he played in NA Challengers in like 2021, and then he just kind of disappeared. Exactly, Cutbud. Cutbud. Cupid. Kurur. Am I winning? I am winning. Thank you, Uxmos, for asking. I'm always winning. It's Cutbud. Who told me that it's actually pronounced Cupid? Krangir is the hang. Honestly, that would be cool. It would be cool if it's actually just secretly the hang just suddenly appears out of nowhere. But like, no, we know for sure that he played in 2021. The hang plays poker? Is that what is that why he has those gamer glasses? But yeah, this is an unexpected, like, we have... This guy, I actually, like, it's the first time ever that I am completely stumped as to who this is. The Hang, Chain, or Sparks? Who is Sparks even? That's also a name I haven't heard. Time for the big reveal. Interview? I don't know. Sparks was it's G-Nick after all. Hickory usually does interviews on his channel. So let me check actually, like, if let me check with him. Maybe if he's doing an interview, I'd love to tune in. Let me see. How do I... God, I'm so stupid. I don't know how to look at Twitch. No, I think he already... Yeah, I think Hickory already ended his stream. Was that GF? Yeah, that was Grand Finals. Yeah, that was already Grand Finals. We didn't have a lot of signups. Let me see if I can get Krangir into the... and we can do an interview. The real Krangir was the friends we made all along. If your adversary quits a tourney after 3 minutes, they pull the Krungier. Pull the Davis, I mean. I think Krungier already went offline. Yeah, I think he may have already gone offline. I can't reach him on Discord. Like, it shows offline, but he might be just invisible. I'm not sure. Oh, pulling a Krungier is to getting your adversary to get quit. He doesn't want to get paid. No, like, the payments are usually done on the next day anyway. Is he still in game, maybe? Gear. No. No, he's not. Like, nobody knows. Everybody gets $1. Anyways, it has been a most confusing stream. Oh boy. But, oh my god. Did I... It's just like, yeah, it all threw me off. Like, at the moment that, like, Davis, Davis, after he quit the match, after he quit the entire tournament, I got so confused. Like, I did not expect, I did not expect, like, this guy to actually take down, Carson, and, like, it's just... What? Split evenly between all competitors, 1.5 cents for everyone. It's just, it completely threw me off, and I'm like, I was speechless. Yeah. But I mean, we do know that, like, he played in NA Challengers, so at least, like, it's not like he's not like coming out of literally nowhere. His Discord account has also been around since 2020, so it's not like... it's not like he's a literal nobody. There's lateral moves, then there's lateral moves. Anyways, it's been a fun stream regardless. Yeah, pretty short stream this week. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of signups. But yeah, that was NAQCL number 5. Congratulations to Krungier for his victory. I suppose I want to see, like, what exactly is Fosho gonna say this. I wrote to him to, like, try and understand, like, who to like invite him for the interview. Didn't get a reply. He already quit the game, unfortunately, so... Oh well. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna get some news. But that's also a good point. Like, literally anybody can sign up for, could have signed up for challengers back then. Anyways, it's been a fun stream. I'm gonna be... I don't know, I'm gonna be doing something. This ended, like, really early. Because, yeah, short tournament this week. Short tournament. Had some good matches regardless. And, yeah. I guess I'll see you guys, like, next week. Hopefully we're gonna get more signups. Kairos, sign up. Cut Bud, don't be lazy. Check in. Sign up. Thule, don't forget about the check-ins. Kuru, if you're listening, don't forget about the check-ins. Dramis, if you're listening, you know what to do. Saigib. Chain. Bro, your son is sick. Get rid of your son. Quake is your family. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this stream. Thanks everyone who tuned in, and hope to see all of you and more in next one. Bye for now.